Hey, coach, how you doing today?
Yeah.
Good. By any chance, can you give us the starting lineup tonight?
No, sir.
Okay. Do you see any similarities between Utah and Dallas as far as the pick and roll heavy based offenses go? Because they both like to run a lot of pick and roll. So I was kind of wondering, does this series, like the one against Dallas, help you prepare for Utah in that regard?
I mean, yeah, it does because Utah led the league this year in three pointers made. They love to space the floor. They have a dynamic role in Gobert, which puts a lot of pressure on your back line defense. So that's a little different. Which Dallas had a lot of guys who's, five guys around the perimeter can shoot the 3-point shot. So it's a little different now, the dynamic roller. But end of the game, fourth quarter, we know Donovan Mitchell's going to have the ball in his hands a lot like Luka. So we got to be prepared for that.
Thanks.
Thanks. We'll go over to Bill Plaschke.
Yeah, Ty. Today at shoot around, Quin Snyder said, obviously we're a matchup that the Clippers felt was advantageous to them. Is he accusing you of tanking? And are you offended by that comment?
No, I'm not offended by anything. I'm not hurt at all. But we didn't even know about. We had to get past the first round first to even get to them. So, I mean, if he wants to use it as bulletin board material for his team to get up for the series, then that's just what he has to do. I don't worry about that stuff though.
Thank you.
Thanks. Go to Tomer.
Hey, Ty, good to see you. I'm curious, that small ball lineup with Batum at the 5, is that a lineup that you kind of did you hope not to use as much coming into the playoffs until maybe the later rounds, and you felt like maybe you had to just bring it out earlier than maybe you may have wanted to?
I mean, you have to bring it out when you have to bring it out. So whether it's first round, second round, third round, whenever you need it, we have to be able to go to it. And it was pretty effective for us, throughout the course of the regular season. So in the playoffs, Dallas, they forced our hand to go to that small lineup and end up paying off for us at the end.
Can you just talk to the I guess the receptiveness of both Pat and Zoo being benched for most of the series against the Mavs? How did they respond to that coming out of that series?
They were great. They was both of those guys were engaged. We talked about it yesterday when we came in and did our film and our prep to prepare for Utah. And I just gave those guys credit, from being starters all season long to not playing in the last series after the last couple of games. They were engaged. They were in the huddles. They were up cheering. And we need that support. If you want to win a championship, those are sacrifices you have to make.
Thanks, Ty.
Thanks. Go to Law.
Ty, what's happening, man?
What's up?
Chilling. So the Jazz do a great job of taking away the corner three. I think they allowed the fewest of any team. I think you guys were right along with them, allowing some of the fewest corner threes in the league. How do you combat that on the offensive end? And how do you kind of stress to your team to continue to disallow threes when you know that the Jazz take and make more threes than any team in the league?
First thing, a lot of guys just guard the ball one-on-one. I think keeping the ball in front of us is going to be a big priority for us this series. We know they love to shoot the threes. We know they love playing out of driving kicks. So we got to do a good job. And then we're pulling in on the low side to try to take away Gobert's role. We know we want to invite that wing pass and take away that corner skip so we can try to get back out to the corner. So we don't want that first pass out of the double team or out of the drop to go to that corner. So we want to try to prevent that as much as possible.
Mason, you can go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Along the same lines as what I was asking. The Jazz did a good job of both limiting 3-point shots and rim attempts this series. They kind of were able to balance both worlds. Is that sustainable in the playoffs, or has that been a point for you guys to kind of make them choose between whether they're going to guard the rim or guard the 3-point shot?
Well, they've been doing it for the last few years. They really have a great defense, and they live with the in between 2-point shots, and they try to run you out the 3-point shots in front of you to Gobert. So we have to do a good job of just attacking. When we do go to the basket, we can't shy away from Gobert because it's going to be a block shot. We either got to go through him or we got to make the right pass and the right play.
Nick Hamilton.
Hey, Coach. When you look at this Utah team or what have you, what makes them so difficult to defend against, especially guys like Spider Mitchell and Rudy Gobert?
Because the ball's not in one guy's hands the whole possession. They really do a good job of moving the basketball. They have a great continuity offense. Everyone knows their role, and everyone can handle the basketball and make a play. So they're tough to defend, and we know that. We understand that. So we just got to lock into our principles and understanding what we're trying to do and what we're trying to take away.
Joe Varden.
Coach?
What's up?
Hey, man. We've talked for years about, when you get into the playoffs, how much you like just being able to prepare at the level that you can, especially with days off in between. But given what you guys just went through and no time to prepare for this series, like how ready can you be for game one?
We're going to be ready. I think, when you have a short time to prepare, the biggest thing you can do is just take care of the basketball and play hard. And then after that, you just kind of see what they're trying to do, how they're trying to attack, and kind of go from there. But, we're prepared. We're ready to play. No excuses. Like I said, we had a tough series last series against Dallas, which I think prepared us for this series as well. So, no excuses. We're ready to go.
Thanks. Looks like we got only two more. Andrew, you can go ahead.
Just a question about what you guys did since Game 7 to get you guys physically ready. I mean, Kawhi played 6 games of that last series of 40 minutes or more. I know PG was up there too. What have the last couple of days been like for recovery?
Staying off their feet, staying off their legs, just more mental. I think understanding, the plays that Utah is trying to run, what we want to try to do offensively to attack, and try and get those guys as much rest as possible. And we know we come into Utah with a tough environment to play. We know the altitude is strong, so we just got to come out and get out to a good start in the first quarter.
And Kawhi this year playing back-to-backs the first time in 4 seasons. Do you see that his ability this year to kind of turn it up on multiple, on very tight turnarounds as being something that carried over to that round where, again, he played exceptionally well for, on tight turnarounds for a number of games?
Yeah, I think so. I think him being healthy this year and wanting to play back-to-backs and understand how important it was for our team and for his teammates to see that. And I think it has helped him out with the short turnarounds in the playoffs. So hopefully he has a lot of spunk with him tonight. And we're just trying to build out this one tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks. And Mark Medina, you go ahead and close us out.
Hey, Ty, good to see you. I was wondering, what do you think went into Paul's consistent presence on the rebounding in last series, as well as playing through made or missed shots, and what do you think it'll take to carry that over into this series?
The emphasis, I think, was strong. The emphasis was strong on rebounding the basketball. We knew Dallas would crash 3 or 4 guys every time down the floor. And so we wanted to make sure we boxed out and rebound the basketball. We challenged Kawhi and PG and Marcus that, we had a rebound, especially playing small with Boban in the game, with Porzingis, Kleber, and then with Finney-Smith crashing the way he does. We made a big emphasis on, making sure we rebound the basketball. And PG did that for us.
Thanks, Mark. Coach, it actually looks like we have one more hand up. Jake, you can go ahead.
Coach Lue, Quin Snyder made some comments about kind of the job you've done with this group and making them so unselfish, and the work you've done with them. What do you think has led to that success? And what's your reaction when you kind of hear other coaches take note of the work you've done over the year?
I think it's just our whole staff. I think, our staff has done a great job of just, trying to prepare these guys, understanding what we need to work on from last year to get better this season. And then I credit our players. PG and Kawhi have really bought into what we're trying to do. On penetrations, getting to the paint, they're passing the ball 10% more. Each one of those guys are passing the ball 10% more than they did last year because they're great mid-range shooters. But we've talked to them about getting into the paint, making the play for your teammates, and they've done that. So a lot of credit goes to those 2 guys as well. But I think our coaching staff is just, being prepared, understanding what we needed to work on from last year, and understanding what we need to get better at. So, it's a total team effort. And so that's pretty much why we changed the way we played and have done some different things.
Thank you, Ty.